Hi there, my name is Declan. I obviously run Everything Motor Racing. As you may have noticed from the length of this episode and the title, this is not going to be a normal episode. It's not going to be an episode. Basically, we've made the decision that this week it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right to be doing an episode after what has happened to Jason Dupasquier. Obviously, a massively young, talented rider who had bags of talent. As you may have seen, since the announcement of his death, that our kind of social media channels have gone a bit quieter. Our results have been a lot more, you know, we haven't glossed anything up. It's been very quiet because I just don't personally feel right to be laughing and joking about something like, you know, we had a whole podcast written with, funny jokes, etc., etc., with all this stuff, but it just doesn't feel right given the circumstances to be sat here laughing and joking and messing about when there's a family and the rider's friends sat around grieving the loss of this massively talented rider. Running Everything Motor Racing gives me a chance to speak to people who I may never have spoken to before, a chance to have relationships with people I wouldn't normally have. That includes many people, even with Jason Dupasquier, and people around him. I've spoken to Jason many times. He was always incredibly respectful. He was courteous. He replied. He was very thankful when I'd share a photo of his helmet online because he had special ones because he was part Swiss and part Portuguese. So I'd post a picture of his new special helmet design for Portimao, and he'd always be very thankful, very respectful, very grateful for me just giving him some help. And when I spoke to him and say the private messages again, he would just be genuinely just a nice guy. And I've spoken to people who are very close to him, and again, they echo the same things I say. He was clearly just a great kid. He's only obviously 19 years old. He's a great guy to be around. He's a massively talented rider. I remember watching him in the Red Bull Rookies in the CEV Championship, and yeah, he is going to be sorely missed. He came to the Moto3 World Championship last year and didn't score any points, but consistently improved on his results. And then this year has just absolutely smashed it. He took his first points in Qatar this year with a P10 and consistently was, running around, in top 10 this year or around the top 10, taking some really solid results. We've spoken on the podcast multiple times before about his results and him improving, and Jacob, Keelan, Gary Lee, we all, and obviously myself, we've all commented on him, discussed how much we rate him as a rider, and he's just been really just impressing us week in, week out. I wrote obviously in I think it was the FP2 results, maybe in FP3, yeah, FP3, that he's going to be in a top team next year, probably fighting for the championship, because he was showing this glimmer of talent. He's really impressing us, and for this to happen to him is, yeah, obviously it always hurts. And it doesn't matter who it is. You can be a backmarker, you can be a 5-time world champion. It doesn't matter who you are. You're in this racing family as a whole. We're all backing every single rider. We make jokes and stuff, but it's massively important to respect every rider that goes out there and goes on track and risks their lives. And unfortunately, this crash has highlighted the dangers of this sport. Yeah, so he was obviously just an incredibly talented rider, and his loss will be felt across the entire motorsport community. You already see a lot of F1 drivers and stuff also, putting their wishes in and things like that. And it's nice to see. It's terrible that something like this has happened, but it's nice to see that we have such a great community across the board. Doesn't matter if you're on 2 wheels or 4. We're all going to respect you, and we're all a community at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do. We're all part of the same community, and it's nice to see. I want to also take a minute just to kind of just think about Ayumu Sasaki, who obviously was a rider who met Dupasquier on the exit of the Arabia 2, and was the rider who basically collided with him. And, you know, I can guarantee you he's been going through hell at the moment with grief, with everything that's going on. So I just want to ask if you can just send, Sasaki some messages of support on social media, because I've heard from people that, he is going through a very tough time. So just send some support his way. It can just be a message saying, "Hi, hope you're well," something like that, because I can guarantee you he's going through the trenches right now. Yeah, so, we are thinking of you, Sasaki. But yeah, just wanted to put out a little thing just to say, rest in peace, Jason Dupasquier. You will be sorely missed. You were showing glimmers of, extreme talent. You were massively impressing us week in, week out, and to see something like this go down like it did is just, yeah, it's heartbreaking. So yeah, I just wanted to put out a little thing to just mark my respects. So yeah, thank you for listening, and hopefully we'll be back to normal next week. Thank you.